Throwback Sundays live once again. I must apologize for the regular programming. And when I say regular programming, I'm referring to Throwback Sunday, my childhood stomping grounds. I went to bed in the wee hours of this morning after 2, 3, trying to play Chef Boyardee. Yeah. And so it was very, very taxing on me to have to get up early and walk as usual along the street in the city of St. George. In fact, I had intended to do Church Street. Yeah. The body was saying one and the mind saying another, so I just decided to relax. Yep. That will not, however, deter me or stop the continuation of my regular Sunday life. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Yeah. How has the Easter been for you? Yeah. What were you up to today? What was your day like? Yes. Where I'm at here in the state of Grenada and Carriacou and Petit Martinique. It's 9:46. Sunday is coming to an end. Yeah. I'm quite sure for many of you it's already Monday. Yeah. In the Caribbean, it is still Sunday. Yes. Though I know for Jamaica is, I think, 1 hour behind. Yeah. But for the most part in the Caribbean, it still is Sunday. Yeah. How is Easter for you? What is Easter like for you? And we know that it's a Christian holiday. Hi, Nerissa. Happy Easter to you. Happy Easter to you as well. How was your day? What was your day like? Hey, sister. Thank you for joining the live. Yep. So it was a quiet day for me today, I must admit. A real quiet day for me. I felt a bit tired. I was indeed tired, so much so that I just wanted to sit, recoup. Yep. And just take a little rest and respite. Yeah. I still intended to do the live, and I'm going to tell you primarily why I'm doing this live. Yes. There are a few topics that I want to discuss. Yeah. And I'm quite sure those of you on the live, hey, Alvarado, I am a medium, you're sick. Have you been to the doctor? Why do you say I'm sick? Why do you say I'm sick? Stay safe and blessed, and may the gods. Thank you. Same to you there, Avlado, sorry. Thank you, and same to you there, man. I wasn't sick, I just felt tired because, as I say, I set to bed in the wee hours of this morning, about after 3. And so it was a bit taxing on the body, to get up and do my usual Sunday live. Yep. As I say, I still intend. Bug in the game, tongue, sahur. Hey, Bug in the game, where are you joining this live from? Where are you joining this live from? Thank you for joining this live. I'm here. Avlado, you said my heart is filled with sadness, and I hope you get better. It's just a momentary thing. It's just a momentary thing. I am tired, sister. I am a bit on the tired side, but I just felt the need to do this live, and I'm going to tell you all why. So, around the Easter time, The countries of the OECS come together athletically to do what is called the Carifta Games. Yes, I'm quite sure many of you on the live are privy to have heard of the Carifta Games. It's a premier event in the Caribbean that showcases our talent athletically. Yeah. You have participants from all the regions, Dominica, Barbados, Trinidad, Grenada, St. Kitts, Nevis, you just name it, call the islands of the Caribbean, and they are there. We know Jamaica is the powerhouse. There ain't no doubt about that. Jamaica is indeed the powerhouse. But the thing that burned me today is the fact that we here in Grenada, and I'm talking about the authorities, yes, the Athletic Association, yes, the Olympic Association, and person involved in athletics in Grenada seem to be just talking the talk and not walking the walk. Yeah? Would you believe that we are not even seeing our participants on the TV? It is not being aired, and I don't understand for what reason. Yeah, it's not the first time, it's not the second time. Yeah, are we serious about raising the bar here in Grenada athletically? What are we saying to the future participant, the future persons that represented Grenada? And I'm talking about the Kiranis of the future. Yes, what are we saying about that? Yeah. I mean, it's a crying shame. It's a crying shame. Just the thing that we had to go in on YouTube to see snippets of the Carifta Games. Yeah? Where is the Olympic Association? Where is the Grenada Amateur Athletic Association? Where is the authorities? What about the parent company of GBN, CCN TV? I'm quite sure the Trinidadians are looking at it live. Are there any Trinidadians, Bajans, Dominicans, any other persons from the Caribbean on the live that can tell me whether or not they're seeing the Carifta game live? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Yes? And these things are planned way in advance. So even if it means you want to get assistance, monetary assistance, or what have you, from the corporate entities in Grenada, you can. We need to do something better. I am an avid athletics fan, an avid sports fan at that. Yeah? And it's a shame again, it's a real shame to know that we are not seeing live our Grenadian participants, our Caribbean people participating in Carifta, our premier athletic event. Folks, are you with me? Am I making sense? Make it make sense, as one of my family always say, make it make sense. It's making no sense. Yes? You want to engage and get involved. The future Kirani or Kiranis. Yes? The future Aline Francique. Yes? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we going to wait post-event and then bring it? Then show us. Let us be able to see it live. We need to be able to see it live. That's one way of encouraging participation. Folks, tell me what you think. Shout out again to my Caribbean brothers, Trinidadians. Are there any Trinidadians, Barbadians, Dominicans, Jamaicans on the line? Tell me, are you seeing live the Carifta games? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, and it's time that something be done. It's not the first time, it's not the second time. Let us showcase our athletes. Let's put our monies where our mouth is. If we are serious about taking Grenada to a different level athletically, we need to pay attention to these and other stuff. I guess I guess I may be inclined to agree now with Avlado that my heart is filled and I'm sad. I guess it's because of that, and I always show what is on my mind. You can tell if something isn't right, you know. I'm really fired up, sister, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. The premier athletic event in the Caribbean, GBN in bringing it, MTV in bringing it, GIS in bringing it. What is going on? Tell me what is going on. Yes, it's time for us to do better. We just had the intercollegiate championship, and it was a resounding success. Yes, you had some standout athletes. Yes, most of them were selected to participate in Carifta. Yeah, come on, man. We need to do better than that. We really need to do better than that. Yeah, man. GBN need to do better. GBN needed they're touting about the premier broadcasting, what and what and the programming lacks taste. You sit down and you wonder sometimes what is going on. Even in the day and age, sometimes you have things happening live in Grenada, live events going on in Grenada, real-time news going on. Yeah, and you would think GBN would have a presence somewhere and bring it real time. You need to shake up GBN. Your programming needs to change. Or is it that we need competition? Credible competition at that. Come on, man. Good night to you wherever you are, especially now in the Caribbean. Hoping that one of our Caribbean brothers, sisters, friends, followers, viewers will join in on this live and share with me some information relative to the broadcast in their country, in their island of the Carifta Games. I just want to know if the other islands, especially the smaller islands, are carrying live the Carifta Games. I'm quite sure, as the saying goes, I can put my neck on a block and say for a fact that Jamaica, I'm quite sure Jamaica and Jamaicans are seeing the Carifta Games live. Yes, Larry, I mean, it's just nonsense, man. Good night, my brother. Good night, good night. How you doing? It's just nonsense. It's real nonsense. Yeah? Year go, year come is the same thing. We have people participating in the Carifta Games and you can't see it live. It's not being broadcast live. What is happening? What is happening? And it's not a now for now thing. We know well in advance when it's going to be held, where it's going to be held. Why can't things be put in place so that we can see it live? I've been flipping through the channels there today. I mean, I look at GBN and I mean GIS. I look at MTV. I mean, come on. We need to do better. We need to do better. So my second issue, I'm still hoping that somebody from one of the Caribbean islands would probably share a bit of information. Hopefully that would happen. Thanks, Brother Larry. Thanks, man. Just a note there, my cousin is down. We're supposed to meet tomorrow, so I guess I would get his stuff tomorrow. Thanks again, brother. Thanks again, brother. Yeah, another burning issue is the traffic situation here in Grenada. I'm currently in Happy Hill. Yeah, I'm currently here in Happy Hill. Now, there's an area in Molineux where we had a land slippage. Yes, we had a land slippage, and I would refer to that which was done as a bridge. Yeah? Now, from the intersection of Montmorris, heading upwards, and I mean headed towards Happy Hill, there is a strip of narrow road. Man, it's congestion to the max. That hole you can count on your fingers from the intersection of Montmorris right up to where that bridge that was created post the land slippage, you can count a slew of vehicles, as much as I'm quite sure it's more than 10. I'm quite sure it's more than 10 parked on the left-hand side. And my friends, the road is narrow. Right on the bend, you have vehicles parked right on the bend. And what happens is that it's difficult for oncoming vehicles from either end. Well, oncoming vehicles, especially from the town side, headed up to Happy Hill, Gulf, wherever, headed up on the western side, to see what is coming from upwards. And I'm talking about from Gulf, Happy Hill, coming down towards town. And there ain't no room that you can go in so as to allow the incoming vehicle to pass freely. Lately, I've been passing up Old Fort. Old Fort headed back to Cemetery Hill. That's another congestion. Another area where we see or have seen quite a number of vehicles lining the street, especially during business hours. So what the authorities has done, right at the intersection of Lucas Street and Old Fort, they have erected a sign that says you can only go through from Lucas Street onto Old Fort between some specific hours. I don't recall the specific hours, Mondays to Fridays, from a certain time in the morning till around midday, and then sometime from in the evening till about 5. I am saying that we need to do a same thing and something similar in the case of that strip of Molineux Road from Montmorris headed towards where we had the land slippage and the creation of that new bridge. I am pleading with the authorities to do something in that regard. We ought not wait for something serious to happen. It's just a matter of time. Please put up a sign, erect a sign, informing persons along the route, along that path that has all the vehicles parked along that road, even small vans and trucks, etc., that they can only stay there between the hours, I'm saying 7 and 6 p.m. during the day. So then that space, that corridor would be free to traffic going in either directions. And that is just but one of the areas, folks. The traffic situation is becoming atrocious, really atrocious. You have people parking up indiscriminately anywhere. You even have people want to ply their trade on the side of the road. Case in point, when you leave Queen's Park from the stadium headed up to Cherry Hill, right as you leave the Queen's Park headed up, you have work being done on the left-hand side, fixing of vehicles and what have you. Additionally, when you leave there and you're going down Cherry Hill onto Grand Mall, you have a grocery store. I wouldn't even call that a supermarket on the left-hand side there. And boy, congestion again. As soon as you leave that going down, you have guys repairing vehicles right on the side of the road. What is happening? I'm not against people trying to earn a living, but it must be done properly. I have problems with vehicles obstructing other vehicles. I have a serious problem with that. Folks, and whatever I say it without fear or favor. Yeah? I welcome constructive criticism. Yeah? I do not hold a monopoly to any ideas, suggestions, etc. Yes? But these are things that I'm seeing. And, I hope we act with alacrity on these little issues before they get out of hand. I really hope that something is done. Something is done. We see Montu, another issue on that Montu main road again. Yes? We see Grandans Valley. You see even Woburn. Yes? And then you have big trucks and so plying that route. And I can talk about the issue there with these big trucks and them. You have these guys and them driving these trucks and them. And to me, as though sometimes they want to intimidate you. Look at the roads that we have. Look at the roads that we have. Yeah? Nobody wants to wait. Nobody waits. Sometimes, again, I see, especially on Sugar Mill roundabout, you see the officers, whether it's male or female, and traffic wardens. And sometimes you wonder what in heaven's name they are doing. They're just standing there and you look at the traffic. Yes, we as the owners of drivers should be responsible enough to drive with due care and attention. But sometimes it's out of control. And you need a bit of guidance. Sometimes you see them stand up there and they're on their phone. What is the role of the traffic wardens? Folks, something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Again, I'm just going back to the issue there with the premier event and the fact that it's not being carried on GBN or any of the major television stations or even the radio. Let us put our house in order. Yes? If we want to take athletics, Grenadier athletics to a different level, these are some of the things we need to look at. We want to encourage the future generation, the future Aline Franchik, the future Kirani James. So it is hope that going forward, the Grenada Amateur Athletics Association, the Ministry of Sports, the Grenada Olympic Association, and all the major stakeholders would come together to make this issue better, to correct this issue, this burning issue in my opinion. Yeah. Additionally, I am also hoping that the authorities, the traffic department, could look seriously into setting up again along the Molyneux Road from Montmorris onto that new piece of bridge that was put in place post the land slippage. A sign indicating to vehicle owners and drivers along that route, or those that park up along that route, that there are certain hours that vehicles can be parked there. Something ought to be done. Yes? I want to thank each and every one of you on this live for sharing the live with me, for commenting. I urge you to continue commenting, sharing, liking, following, but moreover, subscribing. I wish each and every one of you a good night, a good evening, a good morning, wherever you are. And I hope you have a productive, safe week ahead. God bless and good night.